All right, I wanted to talk really quick about something that came up recently um, in regards to the Paladin Riders, and then I wanted to test it with the actual Paladin armor. I don't own any of the Paladin Riders, but if you look at the info subs, you can look them up yourself. They all have weapon-based skills, and they stole the Summon Steed skill from Paladin. The unique thing about the Summon Steed is that they're all weapon-based skills, but then they get charisma stats. What that means is you can wield any weapon and it'll get charisma stats. You can wield a melee weapon and get melee-based damage. Or if you want to use some ranged weapons that have good effects, like Infinita Staff, and get the effect from it while getting stats from charisma, you can. Now, I first wanted to point out real quick that I am a lucky beast mage. I do not have strength or dexterity. Alright? And I'm using the Paladin armor. Alright? So let me go ahead and see if I can prime Chaos Orb. Okay, light's now 130. Now, it's locked to light. I believe imbues will work because it's weapon based. So if you wanted to use some imbues, there's any number of them. You can use Mason imbues. You can use, there's that new weapon for the birthday item. Those kind of imbues, Fire Dragon Talon, whatever you want to use. But what I want to show you here, really quickly, so we're going to do this skill here. So we're eating some SP here, which is what I'm trying to do. Just do a couple of these guys here. I have Panic toggled on, so Panic is going to work with this. Now keep in mind, you are using Charisma as your base stat. Alright? Let's go ahead and do this buff here. So I've got dual light boosters. I don't have with me currently, I don't have the like a Pale Skull Misk or something that's just a generic damage boost. But I am wielding a ranged weapon on SP heal mode. So I want you to see my SP heal. So the skill is going to be right here in the third block, Summon Steed. And they're all three here. The best one is going to be this guy. It's going to do Light Ulivuln, which will bug out with this guy. One of these does Daze, and then I'm not for sure what the third one does. But all three of these are weapon-based skills that get charisma stats. Okay? You know this because in the battle log, if you were to, let's say if I was to swap this to magic, and then do it, and then use range and do it, the bonus to hit rolls won't significantly change, and I'm not really missing anyway using melee weapons or ranged weapons. I'm still landing my hits. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this guy. I want you to see the kind of damage I'll do. It's not like the best in the world or anything, but it is enough to showcase to you that I am a mage using a Infinita Staff, and I'm going to be able to replenish my SP. So this is a way for a mage to be able to do this. So I actually missed one of the hits. And so actually it didn't even inflict there. Let's try again. Missed the second hit again. So it's giving me a little bit of SP back. Alright, that time, let's see. I'm still able to pay for this because this is only 102 SP every time. But eventually you're going to be doing damage by a really good damage I think right there it was 2,500 damage. So if you noticed, I went from like 300 to 900 SP there. I'm probably just going to skip this guy just because of his resistances. And again, if you look at the info subs on the Paladin Rider armors, you have two light versions. One's full defensive, one's full offensive. The full offensive actually has a spell-based secondary skill, and then there's a Crimson, which is going to do LE6 between light and fire. So this time I'm going to actually give myself some charisma there. Alright, so we have 110% to light. Let's see what we can manage to get with these. I'll just keep this here. So as you notice, I went from really low to 1,200 and something damage. Let's see what we got. So I did 1345 and then 1694, so about 3,000 damage, and it healed 529 plus 667. So I can do this with melee weapons. I can do this. It doesn't really matter. It's just giving you charisma stats with whatever weapon you want. There could be some really good melee weapons with zero proc effects that you might want to use. And again, the Paladin Rider weapons, you have three options. Like I said, there's a light that's full defensive, another that's full offensive, and then the fire one. The other thing I wanted to point out is I'm a necromancer, so the skill is available here if you're a necromancer. What's not available is to be able to change to full offensive, so this damage that you just saw is just neutral damage. So in a nutshell, this is a way for a mage without strength or dexterity. Maybe you want to use boosters, you want to use weapon-based skills as a mage and still manage to heal SP. Paladin is a very good class because it has the charisma stuff there, and you're able to take advantage of the weapon-based stuff that it has. I think some arguments could be made to use Paladin as a Beastmaster, even a Beast Mage, and not necessarily just automatically assume that Necromancer is the way to go. Thank you.